Have you ever wondered what your life would be in an alternate universe? If I asked you to describe her life in a day, what would she do? Would she enjoy waking up early, eat healthy meals every day, pack her bag and travel the world, feeling in her element and always show up for herself? There's nothing wrong about your life, but sometimes, once in a while, you just want more for yourself. You want that vision to become reality. The truth is, the only person who can make that happen is you today. And for the next 30 days, I'd like you to join my Life Reset Month to become a better version of yourself. Back again. This is probably one of the few nicest spots in this flat. Got nice lighting. Hi! I'm Pran. If you're new here, nice to meet you. After my end of year recap that I just posted earlier, you probably know already why I want to do Life Reset, and it's just something that's brewing since towards the end of last year. I'm very excited to start and improve my life and my productivity. There's nothing wrong for wanting more for yourself. It doesn't reflect that you're not content or not happy with your life. It's probably perhaps a really good time anyway for you to want more for yourself and put yourself first. For this Life Reset challenge, you are the person who determine what intentions of this year would be. But I think there are certain things and a few aspects that could be helpful and can support you throughout this journey. Over the course of this challenge, I'll be tapping into different aspects week by week and dive deeper into how we can enhance our life for that success. For myself this year, I dominantly want to improve my productivity and how I spend my time in a day. There's anything wrong with how I spend my time last year, and to be fair, I felt like I was pretty productive with everything. I don't think like one person's value is determined by the amount of work that they produce, but since I commit to do content creating on top of my 9-to-5 job, I want to be completely honest and transparent with you that this is my side job, and to be able to keep up with consistent content plan, I would definitely need to improve my productivity. I think it would be really fun if you join me in this Life Reset challenge, so we keep track of each other's progress and keep ourselves accountable. And you can also share with me in the comment section below or DM me what are your intentions of this year and what you would like to achieve by the end of this year or by the end of this challenge. I would really love to hear that. Yeah, let's see what comes up. So the first thing that I want to start doing before going into like our intentions is to organize or reorganize physically first, basically cleaning the house and organize our life. I believe that it has a big impact on how we're gonna continue living our life for the next year, throughout the year. And usually my ritual is to cleaning the house, cleaning my flat, and reorganize my space on the last day of the year. But this year, I think that doing it once a year is not enough. I feel like we should start doing it again, because by cleaning or clearing stuff out is for us to build an environment for our intentions to manifest. Cleaning and organizing our space, our living space, is some form of clearing our mind to welcome the positive change. So what I've done already is organizing my living space by decluttering. I started doing since before the end of the year, putting my clothes away, gave away to charity or put it to sale on secondhand website. Another thing that I really want to organize is my workspace. It sounds really fancy when it's just like a wall shelf, because it is a very tiny small shelving, so it's not like a lot piling up, but apparently now it's looking a little bit messy, don't you think? There's always my comfort blanket, which I think I will also give it away. You have a look at this pile. I can't really work out how to put these things away. It's just something a little bit messy and unorganized and a little bit chaotic, which I think I could do something about it today. Especially, I think there's one thing that people tend to overlook is your email inbox. Mine has over 4,000 unread emails, Google Drive, OneDrive, free up some space. Unfollow from mailing lists that you feel like you're not interested in what they're saying anymore. And also unfollow people on social media that you're not aligned with. You don't want all of these tiny little things to interrupt or disturb your mind. You want to keep yourself motivated and inspired. So rather than just still following people that you're not aligned with, friends that you're not friends anymore, friends who are unfriended with, just unfollow them so you just keep focusing on what inspires you. Because clean heart is a sign of clear mind. Trust me, if you do this regularly, it will keep you stay focused and be able to achieve whatever goals that you want to achieve. Oh, excuse me. The next thing that we are going to do is to set our intention and write them down. When we start the challenge, I'm sure that you have resolution or goals in mind, even though that I don't want to frame it as goals because sometimes it feels like once you achieve them, then it's done. But for me, this life reset challenge, we're looking to get like behavioral change, and not just about achieving something and then that's done. It's not a competition here. I would like this to be an approach where you gradually improving your life to achieve the better version that you dreamed of. I believe that you definitely have something in mind, but when it's in your head, I don't feel like it feels as tangible. It doesn't feel achievable. It's kind of more like ideas, like you're generating ideas every day. Oh, I should do this, I should do that. But for the intention to manifest, I believe that we need to make it more real in front of our eyes and not just in our head. So that's why I think that the next step would be writing them down on paper. And one of the things that I've done, and I believe that it helps, this one is like a planner notebook where it already gives you a template to write down your goals, your dreams, your ideas. And with writing them down, you see it in front of you. You could ask yourself, like, how does this make you feel? Do they align with the vision that you see yourself in? This is not just about actions, but it's also about the spiritual or your feeling, because there's no point doing any of these if they don't make you feel good or don't make you feel comfortable or feel confident or excited. How does that make you feel? Ask yourself as you write it down. While you're writing them down, what I would also do is to start drawing out from those intentions and goals and ideas, what actions can you take immediately to kick that off? What resources that you have currently, and what other resources and support that you need to help you make it specific. Because if you say, you want to be rich and you want to earn 6-digit incomes, how would that look like for you? It's not about the numbers, right? It's about you want to be financial independent. As you're writing it down, you will be able to reflect and identifying what do you need, what actions and what steps that you have to take in order to achieve that. And for you to also truly understanding why you want this. But obviously, if typing on digital devices is only approach that you can take, please do it, because at least doing something and for you to see or for you to hear is definitely gonna make the intention stronger than just keeping it in your head. Put it on the pinboard, pin them for you to see it every day. So next thing that we are going to do for this week's challenge is to start setting the realistic routine for yourself. You can't really expect everything to change overnight. So we are building habits here, and we are building it realistically and sustainably, because there's no point for you to force yourself to do something that, stress your boundaries or stress your well-being, because then you'll burn out. The first thing that I think would be really helpful is that for you to start doing the keystone activity, because that keystone activity, whatever it might look like for you, is the action or the activity that will unlock your day. It will make you feel motivated, and it creates a ripple effect throughout the day that keeps you make healthy decisions for the rest of the day. What keystone habits mean? For example, the past year, I realized that I like to wake up around 6 a.m. in the morning. I do my workout and I've already feel like I've achieved something that day, and it makes me feel energized, and it makes me feel like, I'm ready to tackle my day. I don't have to feel worried about, I have to go this and that. I don't have time to do my workout, and then I would feel like, oh my god, I'm not taking care of myself. That is my keystone activity. And for you, it could be, meditate, or it could be journaling, something that you're looking forward to every day. And how are you gonna build that routine? Well, you have to start looking at your day first, because you have to make it work for you and not for anyone else. Maybe you are a student, maybe you work 9 to 5, or maybe you work night shift. Work it around and try what works for you without stretching your well-being too much. Maybe start with 1 to 2 hours a week, and then you see how it goes, and then you gradually add more activities rather than just aiming ambitious, and then you just feel like it's too much, it's too stressful. Tiny habits create bigger impacts. That way you'll be able to make sustainable and realistic routine for yourself. So I'm gonna give you an example. I want to get on top of my time management. That is my main pain point. I could definitely reduce the procrastination time and reduce empty time that I scroll through the phone. So one thing that I have started doing, and I think is really helpful, is to start time blocking. I'm a huge fan of putting everything on my calendar, my events, my reservation, including my meetup with friends, all of the other things that I need to be remember. I found it so helpful for me to not have to keep it in my head, but I never did it for myself. So this year I started doing time blocking to plan my day in a day and for the rest of the week. Things that can be, recurring activities like my workout, when I'm gonna eat lunch, journaling, to read, and also, my wind down time as well. And I felt like with the visualization of this Google Calendar provides, is so helpful for me to see that if I focus on this task now, I'll be able to finish what I want to finish without worrying that, I'm gonna overwork myself and not have time to wind down. It just kept me so disciplined and having the right balance. Another point that people seem to experience a lot is they feel like it's such a hassle to getting everything ready for the morning. If your intention is to start working out in the morning, what you can do is to set the environment for you, set yourself for success. Prepare everything in advance, prepare everything in the night before, roll out your mat in the living room or wherever you do your workout. If you want to read before bed every day, then just put your book that you're reading next to you on the bedside or wherever you want to read. Because if you see it, then it will remind you that this is something that you plan to do. You can build the environment that is inviting for you to do those activities rather than just making it like a chore. Make it easier for you to follow your intentions. Another thing that I would do for this first week challenge is to set rules and boundaries. Not necessarily mean, rules for yourself to follow. It's kind of more between you and people around you, because you can't just neglect the fact that your routine will definitely has impact or affect people around you, especially your family or your partner. Sometimes I realize that you need support from others around you to help you navigate through, the change, to help you basically achieve your goals. You have to communicate and to kind of build mutual and consensual boundaries. This is what I came up with this year, especially around doing content, because now that I've spent most of my time after work as well as on the weekends to do editing and to do content, and I got stressed when I couldn't do what I supposed to do as planned. And also I'm stressed because I felt like I didn't give enough time for myself and for him. And it was that there was some sort of, this tension. So rather than pushing him away and not getting him involved in any of this, it's gonna cause more harm than good. It's better for me to communicate with him that this is the plan, this is what I think, and this is what I'm going to do. I have to set or to agree with him that I'm gonna spend one day of the weekend with him, and we can agree that either Saturday or Sunday is going to be my day to do all sort of content. And I communicated with him that I want him to be a part of this. I would like him to be able to say about how I'm doing and be able to also contribute. I'd like to be open and honest with him, talk to him about my content ideas and asking him whether it sounds like a good idea or not. This is why I think setting rules and boundaries with people around you will definitely be helpful. But at the same time, just be aware that I also heard many cases of people who set the intention and then tell people, and that just turn completely upside down. Maybe you can be creative or try to communicate without having to tell them what are your goals and your intention for the change of behavior. You can do this on your own, but the journey will be much more fun and much more pleasurable if you have people who support you, who give you praises, who give you, the feedback. Life doesn't have to be so struggling, especially on your own. Even without anyone else, you have me. One last thing that I want to cover before we kickstart our life reset challenge is about the mindset shift. Let me tell you, it's not going to be easy, and definitely you're gonna feel the challenge, and you're gonna feel that there's some point that you want to give up. That's why you have to ask yourself, like, why do you want to do this? It's time for you to show up for yourself and not for someone else. Think about every day waking up and perhaps ask yourself, what is your intention for today? How do you want to show up, and how do you want to be perceived by other people? It's so important to not adopt all or nothing mindset, because there will be days that you won't get to do it because life happens. It always happens. You have to remember that tiny steps make bigger impact, and that impact comes from consistency. If you're doing it because of others, it won't feel as great. You start losing reasons why you're doing this, and you ask yourself, like, why am I doing this? Like, it's not even fun, it's not even exciting. But if you're doing it for yourself, then it comes from within your heart, from the place of abundance. Start doing it today. It doesn't have to be perfect. Life is all about experiment. You're not growing if you don't make failure. Making mistakes make you move forward. So don't be afraid of failure. Last thing that I want to mention is also something that happened to me, is just drop that perfectionism in you, because you don't have to wait for the perfect moment to start doing anything. You don't have to wait for the ideal vibe. You don't have to need to get that vibe going first before doing anything. No, you don't. You don't need the fancy notebook to start journaling. You don't have to have the perfect gym clothes to start working out. You can start it with yourself, because you are the only person who can change yourself. This is very exciting. I'm very glad that you are joining me for this challenge. And I'll see you again in my Life Reset Challenge week 2, where this time we're gonna dive deeper into different aspects and topics on how we're gonna improve our life and becoming the better version of yourself. I love you very much, and let's see what comes out of this challenge. Bye!